Hey everyone, and welcome back to this $1,400 stimulus check update, third stimulus package update. Well, Donald Trump was officially acquitted, what that's going to mean for this stimulus package. And now that it's been official that $1,400 stimulus checks are what was drafted into this third stimulus package bill, when are we actually going to get it? And Congress is pushing for even bigger stimulus for those on unemployment. I'll talk about that as well. Hey everyone, my name's Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind, a new YouTube channel that I started, and I put out videos every day following this stimulus package news. So if you want to follow along with all the developments and figure out when all this stuff's actually going to get pushed through, go ahead, click that subscribe button, and don't forget to tap that bell notification icon. It'll let you know when I upload a new video, which I do when I get some new information. And also, the best thing you can do to help out a new YouTube channel like this, it's actually by smashing that thumbs up button. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. All right, well, let's get into it. So I wanted to keep today's update and basically just take a look at where we are now and how long it's actually going to take to get these stimulus checks into the hands of the American people. Well, now that Donald Trump was officially acquitted yesterday, Congress really has nothing else to work on other than stimulus. Now, when they decided to attempt to impeach Donald Trump, a lot of people were like, this is just going to delay things even further for stimulus. Can't we do that another time? Can't we push that off? Why does it have to be done now? Well, it's finally done. It was the fastest impeachment trial in the history of the United States. So it's good that they actually acted quick and they can actually get back to things that matter for the American people. Now, Congress has a couple of dates coming up in which they are going on vacation, like they just did about a month or two ago. So they are trying to rushing to meet a couple of deadlines. So what I'm going to lay out here is basically a timeline that could be a pretty good possibility as to when we could actually see these direct payments made. So here it is. As of right now, the 16th is the deadline for Nancy Pelosi and the House of Representatives to get all of those budget committee ideas actually drafted into the bill. The $1,400 stimulus checks for basically everybody was already drafted into the bill that's existing right now. There's a few other budget committees that need to put their information, and once that happens, the House of Representatives can vote on that bill. Now, next week, Congress is actually off in terms of them not being in full session. However, there will be some work done by some subcommittees, and if it's ready, I think Nancy Pelosi will actually call a vote on this stimulus package. So if that happens, let's say on the 17th or 18th, if it doesn't, it'll happen on the 22nd, probably later in the evening. And what happens is if that is passed, it'll be shipped right over to Chuck Schumer in the Senate for a vote. Now there is where things could get a little bit complicated. If Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema actually vote for the $15 an hour minimum wage increase, then it'll go through, it'll get passed and get to Joe Biden's desk almost immediately. However, it's unlikely that that's going to happen. They've both said they're not going to support a $15 an hour wage hike right now in the middle of a pandemic. Kristen Sinema said she's not going to support anything in the bill if it doesn't directly correlate to the pandemic crisis. So what that's going to mean is they're going to have to go through, do an amendment, say, okay, fine, and a revote, and then submit it. The only problem is it could take another week or so to do that amendment. Once it's actually passed and onto Joe Biden's desk, we're probably looking at an end of February, very beginning of March timeframe. Now here's where the difference is. As soon as he signs it, the direct payments can begin being made. Now, if you remember back to the last stimulus package, as soon as Donald Trump signed it, within 3 days, direct deposit stimulus checks were actually starting to hit bank accounts by the tens of millions, actually. Tens of millions of people had received this money within the first 3 to 5 days after Donald Trump signed it. So if we're looking at that, a Joe Biden signature in the beginning of March, you're looking at the first to second week for many people to receive direct deposits. You're looking at possibly the third and fourth week if you're going to get through paper checks and through the debit card. They always take a little bit longer. And of course, mailing them adds an extra couple days to a week on top of it as well. And as for the bigger unemployment, there are several in Congress now pushing for the $600 unemployment insurance boost. You thought that was dead in the water, as the current number we're on is $300 per week for unemployment insurance. It was said that included in this new package would be $400 per week. Well, now it looks like there's a possibility of it going to $600. So if you are on unemployment or might possibly be on unemployment, pay attention to that one, because if that passes, that means you'll get your regular state unemployment benefits plus $600 per week. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Don't forget to pass it around to some people who don't necessarily pay attention to this on a daily basis. And like I said, best thing you can do to help out a new channel like this is by smashing that thumbs up button. You do that, greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video.